The European Union is complicating visa-free travel for Ukrainians. The Ukrainian military shoots up a Donbas checkpoint, and Ukraine is recognized as one of the most dangerous countries in the world for workers. Get ready for some serious dissecting and debunking. This is StopFake, the place where we set the record straight on fakes about Ukraine. I'm Marko Suprun, so let's get to it. The European Union has decided to make it more difficult for Ukrainians to enter the European Union and will introduce special paid permits for Ukrainian citizens, certain pro-Kremlin media announced this week. Not every Ukrainian will be able to get to Europe now, gloated Ukraina.ru and Izvestia. Both publications cite the European Council, which allegedly has decided to curtail visa-free travel for Ukrainians with new administrative demands. The stories do not provide any specifics as to these new requirements, nor do they link to any official EU documents to support their claim. On February 5th, the European Council published an announcement about a new agreement about interoperability between EU information systems aimed at boosting European security. The European Commission is launching an electronic travel authorization system for visitors from countries that are not part of the EU but have visa-free access to the EU and Schengen member countries. The EU Travel Information and Authorization System, ETIAS, will check security credentials and charge a fee for travelers visiting EU countries for business, tourism, medical, or transit purposes. The new system goes into effect in 2021 and is intended to screen travelers arriving from overseas as a response to the global increase in terrorist activities. Each visitor will be required to fill an electronic form prior to their arrival to the EU and pay the sum of €7 for the service. The service is valid for 3 years from the date of issue. The ETIAS travel authorization will be mandatory for citizens of 61 countries who currently do not require visas to enter Europe, including the United States, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. There are no cancellations or complications of Ukraine's visa-free travel regime with the European Union. The EU is simply introducing an electronic travel authorization system very similar to the one operated by the United States. Several pro-Kremlin and Russian separatist media disseminated stories last week claiming that Ukrainian military fired on a checkpoint in the occupied Donbas territory, citing the self-proclaimed Donetsk People's Republic police as their source. On February 15, the mayor of the eastern Ukrainian occupied city of Horlivka, Ivan Prihodko, announced that a 45-year-old man was wounded at the Mayorsk checkpoint. The wound was treated and the man continued on his way to Ukrainian-controlled territory. According to witnesses, the bullet came from the Ukrainian side, Prihodko said. StopFake reached out to Ukraine's border service about the alleged shooting. According to spokesman Oleg Slobodyan, at least one person was injured at the Mayorsk checkpoint as a result of fire being exchanged nearby. Slobodyan told StopFake that a line of people were waiting to go through the Russian-controlled checkpoint. As a result of a nearby firefight between the Russian proxy forces and the Ukrainian military, one man suffered a superficial wound. He was treated and insisted on continuing on to Ukrainian-controlled territory. Ukrainian border service spoke to him and asked about the circumstances of the shooting. He told them he thought the bullet came from one of the nearby towns controlled by Russia's proxy militants. The official February 15th OSCE daily monitoring report, prepared by the Special Monitoring Mission from February 15, does not contain any information about Ukrainian forces shooting at the Russian-controlled checkpoint. On January 24th, StopFake debunked a similar Russian fake, claiming that Ukraine's military had fired on civilian vehicles. Russian pro-Kremlin site Politnavigator published a story last week claiming that Ukraine was one of the most dangerous countries in the world for workers. The story further alleges that Ukraine does not provide an adequate level of safety in the workplace and disregards the need for social dialogue, thereby driving large numbers of Ukrainians to leave the country in search of a better life. Politnavigator attributes these claims to Anton Lepik, acting secretary of the Pan-European Trade Union Council. On February 14th, Lepik, together with representatives of Ukrainian, Czech, Slovak, and Polish labor unions, held a press conference in Kyiv to present the results of a monitoring mission conducted by the European Trade Union Confederation and the Pan-European Regional Council on the social dimensions of the EU-Ukraine Association Agreement. Labor conditions and labor migration were among the topics discussed during the press conference. At no time was Ukraine singled out as having a particularly dangerous working environment. According to the 2018 International Trade Union Confederation Global Rights Index on Working Conditions, the worst countries for working people where workers' rights are systematically violated and denied are Algeria, Bangladesh, Cambodia, Colombia, Egypt, Guatemala, Kazakhstan, the Philippines, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey. Ukraine is mentioned as a country in which workers' rights are not fully guaranteed. That's it for this week. You can find much more dissected disinformation on the StopFake website. Be vigilant, look out for fakes, and if you spot any disinformation about Ukraine, forward it to us for a truth autopsy. I'm Marko Suprun, and this is StopFake. Thanks for watching.